Hello everyone and welcome to Italian F4. It is time for the finale of the weekend. It is time for race 4 and it is the best drivers out of all groups combined on one circuit, all ready to duel it out here at Misano. Well, we're getting all set, we're getting all ready to get going. In the commentary box, my name is Omi, as you can see on screen, and alongside me we have got Wes. And Wes, we're going to be in for a very, very interesting race coming our way, and we're going to, first of all, start it off by taking a look at some of the highlights of what we've seen ahead of this weekend. So would you like to talk us through some of it?
Yeah, certainly. So this was crazy start to the first race of the weekend. We had quite a few people jumping the start, but and I've lost the picture. Nope, we've got the picture back again. It was a brilliant first win of the season for Sebastian Weldon, doing his father proud there, and I bet everybody in not just Britain but America as well were absolutely loving that. We then had it's been a really, really crazy weekend all through it. It's been dominated primarily by Kei Nakamura. Berta, the Japanese driver, has really been showing everybody the way forward. It was Nakamura, Berta, and Weldon who did race 3, starting off there. And it was them battling up front. But yeah, really up and down the field this weekend. We've had some extremely tight and close racing, not just for the win, but for all the points-paying positions.
Yep, absolutely. The timings will of course come on screen in a moment as soon as the 5 red lights go out. But as you can see, Kei Nakamura starts on pole, Sebastian Weldon alongside, and then it's Salim Hanna back in the field alongside Maximilian Popov. So a really, really interesting grid as we're about to set off onto our formation lap then. This is going to be a really, really great fight down into the first turn between Kei Nakamura Berta and Sebastian Weldon, and we're going to run you through the grid as those are the two drivers that share the front row. Hanna Salim, of course, in third position, as we mentioned. Salim Hanna, I should say, rather, in third position. Maximilian Popov is in fourth for Van Amersfoort Racing, so it'll be interesting to see how he can get on from that position. Emmanuel Olivieri is in fifth. Gabriel Gomez returns back to the action in sixth. Thomas Stolchamanis in seventh, and then we have Newman Shi, who is in P8 on the grid. And then P9 belongs to Kabir Anurag, who was really on the defensive earlier on today in race 3. And Frey is in 10th. Alexander Bondarev is in 11th. And then it's Lucas Samalisto in 12th position for US Racing, the driver with the number 7. We'll be looking to try hopefully get into the top 7 in this race. Artem Severyukin is in 13th. Andrea Kostek is in P14. Alex Powell is in 15th position on the grid alongside Maxim Rem. He was the jump starter when it came to our first race of the weekend. Now in the final race of the weekend, let's see how he gets on from 16th. Bart Harrison is alongside Dante Winche, who starts 18th position. Francesco Coppola is in 19th. Alexander Savinkov is in 20th on the grid. And then we're going to go to the drivers in 21st and 22nd. And it's Alexander Ruta alongside Marcus Sita. Solati's alongside Theo Schroep as well. So really, really interesting grid between these drivers. And then we have Andre Dupe alongside David Christopher. Jan Koller is alongside Ludovico Busso. The next row is going to contain Ella Weiss alongside Kirill Kutskov. Albert Guy is alongside Nathaniel Berenby. We would have been completed with the grid by now, but due to the 36 drivers in total, we go on for one more page, and it's Phil Collins Stranger alongside Emily Cotti, Peyton Vescott, and Emir Tanju will start in 36th and last on the grid, Wes.
Yeah, that's right. We've really got a bumper grid. I'm not sure anybody actually did get disallowed from taking part to this race. I think I think they just let everybody who entered go for this race, which we're not unhappy about. After all, racing's to a point more the merrier, I think. So yeah, we're all very happy that everyone gets to take part.
Yeah, so there's a couple of drivers who are missing, of course, because we had 41 who entered this. So there's a couple, as myself and Tom discussed earlier on in the weekend. Everyone's getting into position, including Bart Harrison. Let's see how he'll get on the grid as well. Our timings should kick into gear at any moment, and then it'll immediately be all eyes to the lights, and we will get going with a very interesting front tour of the grid. Key Nakamura Burt alongside Sebastian Weldon. We mentioned Salim Hanna, who is alongside Maximilian Popov. Final cars are into position then in a couple of moments' time, and then the race will get underway. Okay then, we've had 3 races. We've had 3 races so far. This is the finale. These are all the groups combined. They're all together. The best of them about to do battle. 5 red lights on. And Italian F4 is underway. Good reaction time off the line for Maximilian Popov. Further back, we've got a car on the grass. Key Nakamura Berta holds the lead, trying to go all the way around the outside. That is going to be a brave move attempted. The Prema driver trying to get in there. They're going to go side by side as they try and navigate their way through. Still a hard battle going on this opening lap, which is led by Key Nakamura Berta, avoiding action being taken further back in the field.
Yeah, bad start there from Weldon. He absolutely got balked off the line there. Couldn't hold the position from Max Popov and Salim Hanna as well, who went round the outside and is now in second position.
Super stuff from Salim Hanna. Can Maximilian Popov try fight back? It's getting super tight further back. And that is Soltramanis trying to get by on Gabriel Gomez. Kabir Anurag in the mix as well. And he's trying to go through 3 cars all running off together. It is definitely race 4 Italian F4 stuff with so many drivers off the road absolutely everywhere on the circuit. Kabir Anurag up against so many Prema drivers. It is absolutely wild stuff out there. Definitely the brawl that we expected as we kick off this final race, the 4th and final race of the weekend. Maximilian Popov has got a chance as he tries to go on the attack to get ahead of the driver in second place, which is Salim Hanna.
Yeah, there's chaos absolutely everywhere you look, and track limits be damned as we get some of the best racing that we'll see all weekend here. As the drivers still going side by side as they try to sort themselves out. Salim Hanna still running in second behind Nakamura Berta. And then it's Max Popov there, who looks extremely racy. He had a great launch off the line. Got slowed down just a little bit by the unfortunate Sebastian Weldon. But he's really getting to grips with that Van Amersfoort car now.
He really is indeed turning into quite the race at this stage. Lots of battling going on, and we're seeing some incredible racing out there as these drivers all get going as we make our way out of the final corner and down the start-finish straight once again. It is so much action at the start of this one, which is kind of what we expected as they make their way through. It's still Key Nakamura Bato at the front. It's getting super tight further back as they all try and make some dive bombs. This is really tight stuff. So many moves attempted by plenty of them in the field at this stage, and it is Key Nakamura Bato in the lead, but Popov will try and stick with him, while Salim Hanna will want the position. And then we get to the 3 Prema cars who are all together on the circuit, and that is Stoltramanis, Bondarev, and Yuman Shi.
Yeah, I think Gomez and Stolshamanis have had somewhat of a coming together. They've both fallen down the field just a little bit. Gomez running 10th, Stolshamanis in 7th. They were up with the leaders just now, so unseen by us, there's been a coming together, no doubt.
Yeah, our pictures have been slightly laggy as well. At the start of this one, we've had Andrea Kostic try and fight their way by. So some fantastic overtakes and battles going on around this circuit as we make our way through. Plenty of fighting going on at this stage, and it's getting super tight as Gomez tries to put some pressure on Newman. So that's a great battle that will continue to rage on at this stage. Bondarev is super close to the back of Stoltramanis, who was the one overtaking in race 2 yesterday. Now he's trying to defend, and they make their way back onto another lap with 21 minutes and 35 seconds to go.
In the background there, I noticed Alex Powell in the Prema has gotten past Eni Afraid. That's for 11th position. We're also, I think that was Kostic as well, fallen down to 16th. So yeah, absolute chaos up and down the field.
Yep, quite a lot of fighting, quite a lot of action. Really great to see Italian F4 delivering a great race for us to watch and enjoy right now, as they are all currently fighting on and pushing on. We've had some fantastic racing across the weekend, but we all expect it to explode when it comes to this race of the weekend, and it absolutely is, as Harrison moves up to 13th position. So he's managed to make the move, and he's also got past Artem Severyukin.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing some drivers more than others making their way up the field. Couple of drivers losing out as they run wide. I don't think there's been too much worry about track limits in this race. It tends to, apart from a couple of different positions, as we just see a note from race control saying the start is under investigation. Not quite sure why that would be at the moment. Hopefully we'll find out soon. But yeah, we've race control have been quite lax on the drivers as far as track limits goes. We've seen them abusing track limits quite a bit this weekend, but yeah, the race officials quite happy to say race on.
They are quite happy indeed at this stage to give that message, as they all right now race their way through. Kabiranurag is currently watching a fight go on between Sebastian Weldon and Emmanuel Olivieri, and you have right now Sebastian Weldon just in behind Olivieri, so he's doing a good job of keeping that position as we come over the line once again. 1.4 seconds in it, Olivieri able to get past Weldon on that last lap.
Yeah, great battle there. It was a very, very good move from Olivieri there. Absolutely nothing Weldon could do about it. He surprised him up the inside, and now Weldon is under pressure from the Alpine Academy driver of Kabir Anurag.
He is under that pressure indeed, and you have Alex Powell moving up to 10th. You have Frey in 11th position. Loads of changes. Gabriel Gomez dropping down our order quite a bit. I wonder what has happened to Gabriel Gomez. And he's really found himself. Currently, he's being classified as 31st on our timing board, which you can see right to the side of us. So something has gone wrong for Gabriel Gomez.
Yeah, unfortunate that. Hopefully the broadcast will pick him up soon. But yeah, usually when a driver falls down to that extent, it's usually means they're facing the wrong way or they have car trouble. Somebody else falling down as well. The number 87.
Francesco
That's
Coppola.
Francesco Coppola. Yeah, Coppola's fallen way down to 24th. He's kept going though. I think, and no, he's now fallen behind Cosmo Christopher. So yeah, difficulties there for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is, at the end of the day, Italian F4, we are going to get cars just going left, right and centre. Some crazy racing we have seen before. They come over the line then and make their way down towards the opening few corners of the circuit. If you are further back, you're already way past that point. If you are at the front of the field, like Nakamura Berta, over 1.6 seconds ahead of Popov. And then you find yourself with Salim Hanna in third. That's the final spot on the podium. Olivieri is 7/10 away from that at this stage. And, well, we've had some brilliant winners come in, haven't we, so far this weekend. Of course, Sebastian Weldon taking it, and then Key Nakamura Berta also winning. So quite a good mix of drivers across the three races.
Yeah, absolutely. Nakamura Berta has been extremely impressive, especially considering how he had some quite lackluster performances last year. Because he's a multiple champion from karting, so you kind of expect great things naturally from a driver with that kind of pedigree when they first move in to car racing. But Nakamura Berta's taken a bit to warm up to cars, but he seems to really be in his element now. With the exception of race one, of course, which Weldon took in fine style. But even then, Nakamura Berta was right up there with him, so he seems to be the driver to watch out for the rest of this season.
Yeah, And also, to be fair to Key Nakamura, he couldn't actually compete in the race one due to the group systems. So he was only he was only in Group B and C. So he basically won the 2 races he was in. So yeah, it's impossible for anyone to do to win all 4. Maybe later this year we can get 3, which actually Key Nakamura is on to do. But maybe later this year, whereas we can actually get 3 in total. When it comes to if the entry lists are slightly smaller, so we can actually get everyone racing and have 3 events, then we could see a driver winning all the races.
Oh yeah, there definitely won't be 40 plus cars at every event this season. So most of the time we'll have 3 races per weekend instead of the 4 we have here.
Yeah. But I guess it does mean that on weekends like this we do get a little bit extra action to enjoy and watch. And I mean, who can complain about an extra race at the same time that we are getting to watch and getting to see? It really feels like that we are at the final stage of the weekend. It really feels like we are right now just navigating our way through and dealing with a finale where we have all of the best drivers from across this weekend in terms of 36 of them, but we've only lost a couple, but still loads of talented racers, all progressing, all having so much pressure on them in the 2 races out of the 3 that they get to participate in. So it's really incredible to watch and see how it all plays out between them all as they come onto another lap. It's ticking by this race very quickly. The driver's taking a calmer approach to it compared to what we've seen in other stages so far this race weekend.
Yeah, that's right. So the drivers have settled into a bit of a rhythm and a groove now. Key Nakamura though stretching out his advantage, just did the fastest lap on a 36.7. As he moves to put a gap of 1.8 seconds between himself and Max Popov. I think Salim Hanna, there's a bit of a gap between them as well, but I think Hanna is starting to close that ever so slightly.
Yep, I absolutely think so as well. So that is definitely going on at the moment. Nathaniel Berraby has been given a black and white flag. That is the driver currently in 23rd position.
Yeah, black and white flag, as we know, is for unsportsmanlike behaviour, which can include track limits. As there's a car going slowly, one of the RSGP cars running very slowly on the side of that. Didn't quite catch who that was. Just kind of looking down now. I think it's Guy Albag. Yes, it is Guy Albag who's running slowly down there.
Black and white flag
so
going
probably
Olivieri's
a technical problem for him, and it's Olivieri. Yeah, I'm almost positive this is for track limits infringements. So to go back on what I said earlier, we might start to see some track limits penalties going some of the drivers' way.
We absolutely could. Out of the final corner, of course, we've shifted to a little bit of a different layout for this race, considering we find ourselves with a contest with 36 drivers. So we switched the layout up a little bit. We're getting some racing going on the circuit, so some close battles, which is always great to see here in Italian F4. It's why we come to championships like this, not only to see the stars of the future, but also to enjoy some motor racing. And well, in our case, Wes, we are just enjoying this and we're just getting to watch this here at the end of this Sunday. Quite literally the last thing we're doing as well. And, well, it's been a busy weekend for myself. It's been a busy weekend for myself across so many different things. So I think Italian F4 is a perfect way to end it as we try and look for some moves. And that was Andre Cosma Christopher trying to make one.
Yeah, and Maxine Rem has just taken over 15th spot as well. So there are moves going up and down the field. We're watching Emily Cotty and that's Peyton Westcott there in the Van Amersfoort. Nice to see that both of the female drivers from the entry list did make it into the final. So they definitely have some talent behind them. And Cotty actually, I think, started on the back row, so she's really making waves to make her way up the field.
Myself and Tom Kens were discussing earlier on in race 3 about how someone like Peyton Vescott could be a good driver to have in F1 Academy next year for a full-time seat as well. So it'll be interesting to see whether she's able to achieve one. So that'll be really, really fascinating to see, because she's definitely done really, really well this weekend, has Peyton Vescott, and I'm really happy to see that she was able to progress, as you mentioned, Wes, and it's really nice to be able. I was really excited by, of course, joining this grid, and we, of course, I mentioned it to the team that we do have Peyton Vescott in this field, and it's someone that they'll definitely be getting excited about.
Yeah.
Al Salati given the black and white flag.
Yeah, more track limits infringements there. Do you know, I expect to see with there being 2 races in America on the F1 Academy
Could get a wild card
calendar this year. They're very good, yeah. With Ava Dobson taking the wild card in Miami this weekend, I'm struggling to think of another US based female driver who would take it. So perhaps, and this is by no means confirmed, but perhaps we could see Peyton Westcott at Las Vegas at the end of the season.
Well, definitely that would be one place to go. And honestly, the opportunities will be endless there. I'm so excited for F1 Academy at Las Vegas. It's just gonna be wild. We're gonna be going 4 wide down the Las Vegas Strip. It's going to be F4 slipstream chaos. Oh, I cannot wait. And we'll hopefully go there with a championship decider as well.
Absolutely. There's going to be so much. Everyone's going to be on the rev limiter as well with those long straights and this tiny F4 engine that propels them. It's going to be the noise is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Oh, I cannot wait. But yes, it would be a great place to have Peyton Vescott join the F1 Academy Championship as a wild card as well. We've got a bit of a battle going on. Kabir Anurag trying to defend up against Stoltramanis, who made a brilliant overtake yesterday. Can he make an overtake today as well? He's side by side with Anurag as they make their way through. Stoltramanis trying to get by. Stoltramanis will get by, and it's going to be 6th position for him. He locks up in the process. He's not the only promo trying to go through, as you also have Bondarev, who wants to make his way by immediately at the next opportunity. He's trying to pull out of the slipstream. That's tight between the two of them. Will he be able to get by? And we've been doing so much discussing. Now, it is back to the action momentarily, because Newman is really closing in this fight, because Bondarev is giving it his all, which is fantastic to see. So some great battling going on between these two.
Yeah, Bondarev was looking this way, that way, every which way except over the top of Kabir Anurag trying to get around him there. Luckily for Anurag, Bondarev is remaining very diligent on the brakes and didn't quite go there.
Anurag, of course, part of the Alpine Academy, so it's great to see him doing quite well as well. Not a lot of drivers can say that in this field. Fastest lap goes to Salim Hanna. So Salim Hanna doing a great lap time there, as the fastest laps continue to be traded with 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go on the clock. And we also see Alexander Savinkov getting the black and white flag as well. So plenty of black and white flags being dished up for those track limits.
So many drivers, yeah, and we've still got 8 minutes left and 1 lap to go in this race. Plenty of opportunity for the drivers to incur a penalty if they're not careful.
Yep, that is the case indeed, and you can see right before our timings, right below our 36 drivers that we have got in this field, you can see all of the black and white flags that are being dished out before us even, before they pop up in the wild feed. Unfortunately, the OBS isn't big enough for me to be able to completely see who is getting it at this stage, so we are waiting when it comes to the wild feed pictures. Limited resources, of course, when it comes to having to do this recorded off OBS, and I've of course had to make sure that I'm avoiding spoilers as well. So I've ignored my emails, I've ignored my Instagram messages from the Italian F4 channel, so you know, having to avoid all of the spoilers. Luckily, and this is why I also wanted to do it as soon as possible, so then I accidentally don't click on it overnight or going into tomorrow when I wake up.
Yeah, but Bondarev's getting ever so close to the back of Anurag once again. He's close to the point where he can pull out of the slipstream and maybe get him on the brakes, but he's just not quite there yet. Must be unbelievably frustrating for the Ukrainian driver running that number 27 Prema.
It will definitely be getting frustrating for these drivers, just stuck, just sitting in behind. They'll want to get on with it. They'll want to try and make their escape on each other, and they will hope to be able to make some nice and tidy moves. Right now, it's not going their way in terms of it. Overtaking continuing to be slightly tricky, whereas, of course, this is, at the end of the day, a circuit that is designed for MotoGP and not really Formula racing. Italian F1 FREC have put on a show, but that is an interesting factor that we have to consider, and a factor which, when this championship will go to some other rounds throughout the year, it will become less apparent, and we'll be able to get some great racing on a circuit that's already really great to match it as well. So we're going to get some phenomenal, crazy races this year.
Yeah, that's right. It's a bit narrower than a track that was built for cars, as you might expect, and with the off-road, with the runoff area as well. It's not that conducive to car racing. Actually, used to run in the opposite direction when it was first built. It's changed a lot since then, as you would expect. Yeah, I mean the drivers like it. It's a fun track. It's got a lot of challenging corners. It does work.
Yeah, it does work indeed. Slight bit of lag coming in. We've had that issue with the Reds all day, but luckily it's behaving itself more in this final race of the weekend. But yes, apologies for that momentarily. Popov having a good race, just maintaining second place. Key Nakamura Berta having a great race, just maintaining first. And wow, Key Nakamura Berta, I think, as you mentioned, so impressive. But what makes it even more impressive is every race out of all three, he started on pole position. Well, every race he's done, he started on pole. And all of them, he's dominated from lights out to checkered flag. Not even at the race start, I had to say, poor reaction time from Key Nakamura Berta. I've not had to say that at all. He's got a good start and he's never been in doubt. Not even down to turn one, where we might see a poor start from him slightly or someone has a chance into the first turn. There's just been none of it. He's just been dominant in all of the races that he's competed in.
Yeah, I mean, you can't say much more than that, can you? There definitely is a precedent for dominance this early in the season. We saw it last year with Freddie Slater, and we've seen it in previous years with a number of other drivers as well. So it looks like he could definitely go far. As I said earlier in the stream, though, he does take a little bit to get there. He had a quite average first season in this series, but once he does become nigh on unbeatable.
Yeah, I remember when I put this series on for a couple of races wherever I could. I remember the Freca race that I was doing at Monza last year. And I remember, of course, Italian F4 was all over the place with the scheduling, so I had put that on, and it was great to watch. And yeah, I do remember Key Nakamura's Berta's name, and yeah, I'm happy to see that he's taken that step forward. We had some great battling going on between drivers like Freddie Slater in this championship. The final round at Monza was absolutely brilliant to watch. Even though Freddie Slater was so dominant, it was still some great racing that we had at Monza to end the season, and I remember seeing Key Nakamura Berta in that race as well. So great to now be able to see that he's been able to take that step forward, and he's the one who's asserting some of that dominance. A reminder that Lucas Samalisto has got a 5-second time penalty after the race as well, and that is going to be a second penalty. So my OBS is just about visible enough to be able to tell you that's 2 penalties now coming in for Lucas Samalisto.
Yeah, I was just looking at Key Nakamura Berta's results from last year, and he had only 5 podiums throughout the whole of the season. Only one of which was a win, and if I'm going to be slightly unkind to him, everyone who finished in front of him in the championship that year crashed out because it was that crazy race 3 in at Paul Ricard. So he definitely didn't have the best first season in Italian F4. I'm sure he would be the first to admit that, but once again, he's really come on strong in this first weekend. Time will tell whether he can hold on to that momentum and keep it going throughout the rest of the
Yeah.
season. I would have to say, given his how his karting career has looked, there's every chance that is going to happen.
Whereas I've just cleared my whiteboard as well. You can't really see it, but on my stream I've just cleared my whiteboard in the background. And the reason why, what race were you just mentioning? Paul Ricard at France, was it race 3?
Yeah, race 3, Paul Ricard. Virtually all the top runners in that race ran into trouble. I think if I remember right, it was rain affected. Don't quote me on that, but there was a lot of chaos in that race.
Thank you very much. I'll make sure to watch that tomorrow during some of my spare time, because I'm probably gonna be bored on a bank holiday here in the UK. I mean everyone else is enjoying themselves on a bank holiday. They have nothing to do, but no. I'm going to miss commentating. But to be fair, after so much commentating, I feel like it's probably a good idea. We're on the penultimate lap. We have Berraby given a 5-second penalty. The final bits of penalties are starting to come in, as you can see as well. But yes, a really fascinating Italian F4 weekend. I think this race has been more on the quieter side, but it's been a fascinating weekend of both Italian F4 and the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Phenomenal to watch and phenomenal to open up the season as well. Fastest lap being set by our race leader, who has a 3.4 second advantage.
Yeah, I think Popov has pretty much now he's now resigned himself to the fact that the best he can get out of this race is second place. Nakamura Berta, though, he probably feels he has just a little bit more left in the tires to where he can, and the fuel's getting low as well, so he can do times like this, even though there's only a couple of laps left in the race, and he really has nothing more to prove for the rest of this weekend. But you can't stop a racing driver from wanting to push that little bit more.
So
another 5-second penalty for Berrenby there. I think that makes 2 now, doesn't it?
Yep, 2 for Berrenby and 2 for Lucas Samalisto as well. So that's quite interesting. And we are about to go on to the final tour of this race, the final lap of the weekend. And well, it is a bigger moment when you've had 4 races in total of Italian F4, but this is going to be a remarkable lap, and this could be the start of something big for Keen Nakamura Berta. The confidence boost he's gonna get. He was of course the driver who started on pole in all 3 of the races, dominated from lights out to checkered flag in all of them as well. This is going to be a big moment for him to kickstart his season.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen dominance, as we've spoken about at length in this race, and Nakamura Berta just seems to want to make everybody look very second rate in this race as he heads towards the line in what is an extremely well-deserved race win. He's really taken not only this race but the entire weekend by storm.
He really has absolutely dominated. He has wiped the floor with the field. It's been absolutely remarkable to watch. Keen Nakamura Berta attacking his way through the last few corners around this circuit, and it's been an extraordinary performance from him, and he is on his way to get to the checkered flag first. He's on his way to get to victory, and it will absolutely be a deserved victory for Keen Nakamura Berta. 3 races, 3 poles, 3 wins for Keen Nakamura Berta, who takes the checkered flag first. He wipes the floor with the field to dominate from lights out to checkered flag in all 3 races he's participated in this weekend. A complete domination of the field from Keen Nakamura Berta. It belongs completely to him in Misano. Prema can celebrate. He's won the big event of Italian F4. Popov is in second, and then it's going to be Hannah Salim, giving Prema a bigger reason also to cheer, as they've got 2 cars on the podium, and you have Olivieri in 4th, Sebastian Weldon in 5th, but no one had the answer to Keen Nakamura Berta across this entire weekend.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Salim Hanna will be very happy with that podium, as will Max Popov. A reason for Van Amersfoort to celebrate their great stuff from them. RSGP will be reasonably happy with the fourth place from Olivieri. And then Sebastian Weldon, I feel not able to keep the momentum up that he would have got from his win at the start of the weekend yesterday. So he'll want to work on his racecraft and his race pace. But as the season goes on, I think we will be quite pleasantly surprised by the outcome, how all the drivers do.
Yep, absolutely. And Wes, well, we're going to wrap it up here as well on this recorded version. Can you please tell us your thoughts from this whole event and your thoughts heading into the next round?
Yeah, next round is going to be at Vallelunga. It's a personal favourite track of mine, I have to say. I've spent many an hours on various different video games on that track, so I really, really love it. It's going to be great to see if any of the drivers can carry the same sort of level of speed as they had here in Misano over to there. And I hope to see Weldon do much better than he did in the latter stages of this weekend.
I'm going to hope so as well. Fantastic stuff. Well, thank you, Wes, for all of your company across Freca and Italian F4 this weekend. I also want to say a huge thank you to Tom Cairns, who brilliantly covered as well in the third race of this championship, and he gave us a lot of insight regarding this championship this year. It's going to be quite a lot of fun, but we leave you with saying congratulations to Key Nakamura Berta. Thank you to the 41 drivers for participating and entertaining us in the opening round, and we will see you in round 2 when Italian F4 returns.